Okay, so, welcome back, Goons. Time to show you another city, one that's much closer to me, and I have a guest of the same island with me. Would you please introduce yourself and your experience with the city?
Hello, I am Manic Misanthrope. I live pretty much a 40-minute train ride away from London. I've been it and... Oh, the screen went back for a second. Oh no, it's just this game's shitty interface.
Yes. Alright, so what's your experience with London?
Getting frozen out in it at the train station, messing around at the West End, and trying to carry about 5 different bags from Charing Cross Station all the way to London Paddington Station.
Fair enough.
Which, for those of you who don't know, that's a bloody long way.
Right. Can you recognise all 3 information points on the map?
Let me see, there's... No.
Okay, well, don't worry, because that's not going to be very relevant when we get to this part. So, just for the sake of the video, I'm not going to have Yoshi in this one, because there's some slight differences when you go around the city without Yoshi. Oh hey, Koopa! So we mug him. And because this woman never comes up very often, I'm just going to immediately ask her, with this very blatant sideways question of saying you're from France, which is very cruel to a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't think you can smell croissants in London.
You can.
Oh, really?
But that's because there's so many pastry shops.
That's true. Oh yeah, fair enough. So, apparently we got some jewels. I didn't bother looking first because basically whenever you go into the inventory, people reset, and the first person that comes up is a tourist who's useless. So, a big diamond. The Koopas are getting better at stealing.
They are, although in New York they are quite impressive with what they actually manage to steal.
Right.
But yeah, I'd take the diamond.
Yeah. So, jewels, gonna have to be the crown jewels, I guess. They're good at this. Give them credit. They messed up a bit in New York by trying to kidnap a gorilla, so they've gotten better.
Yeah. Never work with children or animals.
They're kind of a combination of both. Well, they have the mentality of one and the body of the other. So,
yeah.
Alright, so now I'm just kind of looking around the city of London, trying to remember where exactly the other Koopas were. Another thing that's interesting about Luigi when he walks down streets, he actually looks both ways, unlike Yoshi, because Yoshi's a goddamn dinosaur, he doesn't need to pay attention to... And there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, if Yoshi just gets hit by a car, he'll just end up just running off and Luigi will be totally fine.
Pretty much. And we've managed to pick up Shakespeare's bust. Apparently they got nicked from Westminster Abbey. But first...
Huh.
I don't think that's Shakespeare.
I know this is NES graphics.
Yeah, I mean, how can you
and
mess
a
up...
shitty made NES graphics, but...
It looks like Jesus. I'm just gonna say that now. And this isn't fresco Jesus. This is like legit Jesus.
We found the Turin Shroud in London.
Brilliant. So this guy actually gave us some useful information that apparently Westminster Abbey was built by Edward the Confessor to be his burial place. If you're going to go out in style, why not build an abbey for yourself?
Yeah, and then kick off a war between 3 different factions of who gets to actually rule this island.
Pretty much. So I went down the street, looked both ways. So yeah, the reason why I was kind of messing a bit before I got the Shakespeare bust is sometimes the Koopas don't spawn in the right areas.
Oh, there was one.
Yep, I got that one.
Hooray, now we've got all 3 items.
Pretty much.
Now we can end this torment.
And so this is something to do with Big Ben, because of course I thought it was the bell, but I have no idea what they took here. Is it the clock face? Is it the tower?
That looks like the clock. They just sort of, they got one of those sort of, they borrowed Bowser's big airships and just got a sort of like a saw and just cut the top off.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised they managed to get the Roman numerals on that. So, since I'm near Westminster Abbey, I decided to just head off through there and get this over with.
Oh, so that's what that is.
Yeah,
Right.
Westminster Abbey in the bottom left. But okay, but here's the problem. When I go up to check on this,
Yeah.
she starts talking about the crown jewels, and so here's already a big flaw in the NES version of the game. They got the Tower of London and Westminster Abbey confused on the map.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't expect much from these people, but I expect at least a little bit. I mean, I expect good facts like the fact that Big Ben is 320 feet tall, which is fine. Although I think that's not actually right. Isn't that like 337 or something?
Ooh. Sounds about right.
I know it's not exact. Oh god, okay. So, I found out
Who
eventually...
the hell is him?
Yeah, there's a scientist. I found out that basically the...
Look at his eyes!
I know! They're like huge eyes! His hair is basically like some kind of... I'm not sure. He's the most useful person you talk to, so I found out that people you talk to have a variety of usefulness. From least useful to most useful are the kid, the tourist, the woman, the police officer, and the scientist. And they will just respawn back to tourist if you try to go to inventory. So that's why I immediately talk to them without checking anything.
Okay.
Just to pick up more facts.
There's a-
The bell tolls for the BBC, you know? So, yeah, London is really slow in this game. When I was trying to play this before, the game nearly froze on me. It only happened on London. I don't know why.
Who actually made this?
Who made this? A group called Software Toolworks. No idea.
Yeah, that's a name that really inspires confidence in game design.
Yep. Pop quiz. Who ordered the building of the Tower of London?
Ooh, So Barry the Builder.
Well, I have to admit, I actually remembered what this one was, because I remember that the Tower of London is actually a Norman construction.
Yeah.
So it's not Mary Queen of Scots, definitely, and not Henry VIII, because that's like 16th century. So it's William the
The
Conqueror.
Tudor era.
Yeah.
And that's Norman, the only Norman there.
Yeah. Also, another fact is, if you don't have Yoshi with you, and you're just Luigi, you actually have to look up at the information kiosk. Because apparently Luigi is really short in this game.
He needs a mushroom.
Which, yeah, so they can't even get the height difference right, because all they did was just recolor Mario. And they just thought, oh, they're close enough. And this is me kind of going, wait, that's Westminster Abbey. What the hell? And I didn't realize until now, and this is kind of going, what is this? How did you mess that up? It's an abbey. It looks kind of like Notre Dame, but upside down. I don't know. At least it got Big Ben right. Ish.
It looks like a fancy church.
Yes, that's it. So, I had no idea what they actually took from Big Ben. But apparently it was the minute hand. And I'm kind of surprised by that, because why wouldn't you take the bell? Which is the actual... Yeah, Big Ben.
Big Ben. Not the, what the fuck? Ooh, Big Ben is...
Jared, can you remember what we were talking about, the height?
Oh noes.
Oh no, my memory.
Oh no, my brain has decided to spontaneously leak out of my ears. I'm not sure how, I was wearing headphones.
Well, I think headphones are function for that. So, this is something I don't get. Why would you take the minute's hand instead of the bell itself? I mean, surely you could like cast down the bell to be something more important. Also, I can't remember what the name of the actual tower is. I think it's like Saint Mark's or Saint Charles or something. It's named after a saint.
To Wikipedia.
So, alright, now last stop, the Tower of Abbey. Oh, I don't know. This game kind of threw me off by getting this kind of wrong. I was like, I expected better from New Game.
Why? Why did you expect? You've heard of this game before you started LPing it.
That's true, but it
Why
didn't get the exhibits wrong in the other versions. So someone's messed up.
This is a previous gen port.
Yeah, it's like a backwards port.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever played any sort of recent wrestling games, it's like trying to play the PS2 versions or the Wii version.
Yeah,
more appropriately, of anything that came out in the 360 era.
pretty much. So this is the question: the Abbey is a masterpiece of what kind of architecture? And it's honestly not much of a brainer here. You kind of basically know that most abbeys are like Gothic. So
yeah,
I was just at the time thinking it kind of looks like Notre Dame, and I know Notre Dame is Gothic. So France has helped me with a British question. I don't know how to feel.
There's basically two styles of sort of major design. There's Gothic and Classic.
Oh.
Around London.
Cool. So I thought I was finished, and I was like, well, I guess I'm done with the city, so I decided to just leave. But then, I just ended up back in the city again, and I'm like, what happened here?
Oh dear.
I thought the game had messed up on me, because I thought, well, if it's confused two landmarks, surely it's made me think, no, I'm not leaving the city yet. It's like being stuck in London. You can never leave. You're just on the roundabout of pipes constantly. But basically, I eventually figured this out. You cannot leave the city until you have Yoshi, and this is something across all versions of Mario's Mission, except they don't make it obvious here.
So the only reason to not have Yoshi is to get yourself completely lost.
Yeah.
And forcing you to look up whenever you want to hand stuff back.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of like... I'm not even sure... I'm actually trying to wonder if you can leave the city with Yoshi, but without doing anything. I think you can do that in normal versions, but, well, either way. So London was kind of a bust. No Shakespeare joke notwithstanding. I would also like to point out we got a question about Westminster Abbey and nothing to do with Shakespeare. So I'm kind of confused about where the game is trying to teach me along the lines of.
It's trying to be edutainment.
Yeah.
So it fails to completely of both categories.
Pretty much. Well, that was London, and sadly we didn't learn very much of it. But this is the NES version, so we're not expecting very much. So,
nope.
You know, in the later versions, or rather the better versions of the game, I'm sure we'll get someone else and we'll be able to learn a lot more with the game's help. So, thank you very much for coming and entertaining us, Manic.
No problem.
Right, so this is Vinyl Gamer signing out.
Bye bye.